Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Now, the other challenge was there's a lot of downtime. Let's say, if I want to upgrade hardware on this server, I have to go to the local store. Then they will open the server. They will add additional storage, additional memory. There was a lot of downtime. Those were the challenges with the non-virtualization before virtualization. Now, with virtualization, what we can do is, on a single server, you can install multiple operating systems. On a single hardware, you can install multiple OSs, multiple applications, and you can also add storage, add memory, add network on the fly without any downtime, without shutting down the server. You just can do it in a click in virtualization. And how that happens, I will show you. Now, in virtualization, there are a few companies who are leading the market. First one is VMware, and the second company is Hyper-V, which is Microsoft. First is VMware, second is Microsoft, and the third one is Citrix. Basically, these are the leading companies who provide virtualization. VMware provides vSphere, which includes your ES and vCenter, and Microsoft provides Hyper-V and Citrix provides Zencel. We would only be covering VMware and Microsoft. These are the two virtualization which are leading the market. Now, what exactly is vSphere? What is hypervisor? And all we would be discussing on that. This is VMware. Hypervisor is nothing, but let's say you bought a new hardware, a new server. On that server, you would be installing ESEC software. ES is a software. To make things clear, Microsoft is a company. And what Microsoft provides? Microsoft provides MS Office. MS Office is a software which is developed by Microsoft. Similarly, ES is a software or ESX is an operating system, then operating system developed by VMware. You would be installing ESX on a bare metal server on a hardware. Once you install ESX on that server, it becomes your hypervisor. You need not get confused, it's simple technology. On a hardware, when you install ESX, that becomes your hypervisor. What is the role of the hypervisor? With the help of the hypervisor you can virtualize your environment. One month. Now how to virtualize, how to install. Maybe when we get time we can cover on that, but this is how it works. You have your ESX software you would install on a server that becomes hypervisor. Similarly in Microsoft, you will install Hyper-V. Once you install Hyper-V, that becomes your hypervisor. Now, if someone questions you what is a hypervisor, you can directly say that hypervisor is used to virtualize the environment. Now I will show you how the hypervisor looks like. This is my environment. And when you install ESX and when you open the server, this is how it will look like. What I have done is on a physical server, I have virtualized the ESX host also just for training purpose that you will have an idea how exactly the hypervisor looks when you install it. And where can you download the ESX software? You can download from the VMware website. You can go to download ESX host. Here you will find the download. You can download it. I think it will ask you to register for it. You have to download and install it. This is my hypervisor. And on this hypervisor, you can see it has 100 GB of memory. And this is my host name. And this is my physical host, this one. Here, you can see this is my physical host. And this has 254 GB of RAM. It has 16 TB of storage. What I will do is, with the help of this ESX host, I will create multiple virtual machines here, like this. You see on a single hardware how many virtual machines I have created. I have created 13 virtual machines. Now, if it was not virtualization, I had to purchase separate 13 physical servers. Then I needed space for those physical servers. Then I needed power supply. In a single click, I have installed 13 virtual machines. There are a lot of features. Now let us say this is one of my servers. And I will pick up this. This is VM1 server. Let us say this server needs some additional storage. What I would do is I would go to edit settings here. And currently it has 90 GB. Now the user requested that he needs 200 GB. What I would do is I would just come here. I would select 200 and I will save. And 200 GB got assigned within seconds. If it was physical environment, I had to go to the store, purchase additional hard disk, insert the hard disk downtime again. Everything can be done with the help of virtualization. Whether it is storage, whether it is RAM, whether you want to deploy unhundred of operating system or virtual machines, it can be done easily with the help of virtualization. Basically, this is your VMware virtualization. And Hyper-V also is similar. Let me log into it and show you. Hyper-V Manager by default comes with Microsoft. You do not need to install a separate software. I will show you how it works. The moment you install operating system, you have Server Manager. You have to open this. And you have to click on Add Roles and Features. Add roles and features. Add roles and features. Here you will have an option Hyper-V. You have to check this one because it is already installed. It is created. Once you install it, this will become your hypervisor. This will be called as your hypervisor. And in Hyper-V also you can create Veeam similarly. Like this. I can create virtual machines depending upon my storage. Once I come here to Task Manager, I will first look into it. How much memory I have and all. This is on the host. We will also practice on how to install Hyper-V Manager, how to install ESX host. I would cover that as well. Basically, this is what virtualization is. Just a basic idea. Got it. Basically, the concept is because in the past we have to spend more money in terms of the physical hardware, storage, cooling, air conditioning, and lots of other bits. Through virtualization. Anyway, the host system should be quite high configuration. That's the only time we are spending more money is in the initial. Because you see I have two servers. That's my training lab. One server has 500 GB and it has a gold processor. It has some storage. Because I have that highly configured server, that's the reason I'm able to deliver training. If I have low configuration, then it won't work. It's good that you're understanding. I did some reading as well. Just to get familiarized with the concept, I was using Copilot too. I use Copilot a lot nowadays just to get the idea. Good. Can you just go back to the lab, the one you showed me? I just wanted to ask you one question regarding the on the left hand side, the host, that's the main server. Is that the physical box? That's and 13 virtual machines. Those virtual machines, I can see some ECC as well. I thought only Windows or Linuxes, only we can build. This one, you're talking about this. These two. These two are hypervisors. Hypervisors are only supported on physical hardware, which means this host is my hypervisor, which is Escape Production. Hypervisor in VMware is Linux-based. Remember this, in VMware, hypervisor is Linux-based, whereas in Microsoft, the hypervisor is Windows-based, which is your Hyper-V. Your Hyper-V manager is Windows-based. Your VMware is Linux-based. I installed hypervisor inside a virtual machine. It is not supported from VMware side, but for training purpose. For testing purpose, we install hypervisor inside a hypervisor. That's just a trick we use for testing. That made me like it's quite. I thought it's only Windows or Linux is only we can see here. No. See, this is my VPN server. This is Windows, you see. This is Windows. Windows. No, this is Windows 2020. You see, here you have the operating system version. Windows 10. This is Linux. This is 2. This is SA Hypervisor 8.2. This is CentOS Linux. I still want, let me clarify this. The host is ACE as well. Listen to the main one, the one you showed me, the Linux one. And in that you install another ACES. Is that? This is the main host. This is the main host. Inside this, I created a virtualized hypervisor. That's a physical box, isn't it? Sexy 1 and 2 are physical. No, these are not physical. These are Veeams. If I select this and click on delete, it would be deleted. This is physical. This one is physical. Because it's ISKE. I'm still confused. It's good that you're getting confused. You will learn when you get confused. This host, you see this ISKE protection. This is my actual physical box, which is in my room. That's the container, isn't it? That's the main. Only one host. Main physical host. Inside the main physical host, I have created 13 virtual machines. Now I have also created a virtual machine with the name ESK01. That's the problem. You rename it, it makes more sense. I will. What I will do is it is called as nested host. I will nested EC host. One host. Nested Azure 2 host. That's a virtual machine. You create a virtual machine and then, instead of installing a window as you install ESSHE, it is the exact. You got it. The names are confusing, but I thought only ESSHE we cannot install on a physical server. No. That is, ESA is supposed to be installed on physical host. Most of the organization, most of the companies, most of the data centers, they will definitely install it on a physical server. It is supposed to be installed. Why we install inside a virtual machine is because for training purpose or development. I got it now. Always remember, when you hear the word nested, then it is clear that it is not installed on a physical host. It is installed on a virtual machine. It's like a virtual layer. I got it now. Now, After you install ESA software on a VM, how do you access it? Now Windows. Everyone knows that this is my Windows server. Whatever, after installing the operating system, you will see screen like this and you will come here. You will Control Alt Delete and you will log in. Windows, everyone is aware, it is very clear to us. Now how about ESA? How do you log into ESA? How do you access the IP number or through exactly? When you install ESA, it will ask you to assign an IP address. It can be a static IP. It can be a dynamic IP. Basically, I've assigned a static IP which is 192.168.11.222, which you can see here. What I would do is I will in the browser, I will type in 922.168.11.222 and I will hit enter and I will click on proceed. It will look like this. And I will log type in the credentials root. This is my nested ESA. In nested ESX also I've created VMS. That makes sense. This is my physical host. This is my nested. This is how you would access your virtualized environment. What I would do is, you should be able to access this environment. You would get the credentials and you would get the step-by-step instructions on how to access my lab. If you did not receive an email, you can get in touch with us. I haven't received anything yet. I don't know, maybe you will send it later or we'll send it after this session is ended. You will receive the credentials. Any doubts on virtualization? I'm fired. How to install virtualization and all. We would maybe cover, if time permits, we would cover in our future classes. This was about virtualization. Now we would talk about backup technology. What exactly is backup? I hope you can see my screen. What is a backup? See, we all use WhatsApp. If you check your WhatsApp in the background, you will have an option of backing up WhatsApp. It backs up your WhatsApp data to a cloud. In case if your WhatsApp messages got deleted, if your WhatsApp got uninstalled, you can recover your data from cloud. Similarly, in large environments, in large companies, they will have VMware environment. They will have Microsoft Hyper-V environment. They will have, a physical, not virtual. They will also have physical servers which they want to protect in case if a disaster happens, in case if a fire gets caught to the building. How can they protect the data? With the help of backup software, with the help of backup technology, they can protect their data. What are the backup purpose from disaster recovery? And in case if the data gets lost, we can recover with the backup technology and archival process. Basically, these are the backup software companies Arcaserve, Commvault Veritas, Veeam, Acronis, Vembo. There are a lot of backup solutions in the market, but the leading backup technology, the leading backup solutions are Veeam, Commvault Veritas. These are the leading. I'm sure you must have heard about Veritas or Convert. What these companies do is they have their own backup software and they sell the backup solutions to companies like, banking sectors or finance sectors to protect the data. Now, most of the banks also, they use a Veritas. They use to protect the data centers, to protect the environment. Now in backup, there are types of backup. These are the three types of backups which is widely used in most of the backup solution: a full backup, a differential backup, and an incremental backup. And we'll discuss about what these full backups, what these backup types do. But I wanted to, make a note of it. Remember these three types of backup: full, differential, and incremental backup. Basically, full backup is a backup of your entire system. Whatever you have on your server or on your operating system, it will blindly back up everything. Let's say this is my server, this is my PC. On this PC, I have only C drive which is of 2 to 37 GB. If I back up this server and select C drive, the full backup will back up everything 2 to 37 GB of data. Now we have something called as differential. The differential backup, what it does is, let me give you an idea of differential backup. I was saying, let's say I'm performing backup 5 days in a week and I'm using Veeam software. Or I'm using any other software. Usually, Veeam doesn't have a concept of differential backup, but it is good that you should know these concepts. Veeam has a block level backup, which we will definitely come to know about it, but I'm talking about the widely used backup types. Let's say on Monday I performed a full backup. Monday, there was a folder called One Moment, folder A, folder B. On Monday, there was folder A and I performed a full backup. It will back up folder A. On Tuesday, I added folder B on my system. What differential backup will do is it will back up folder A and B. It will back up A and B. And on Wednesday, I added folder C. It will back up folder A, B, C. Similarly, on Thursday, if I added D, it will back up A, B, C, D, and Friday, it will back up A, C, E. This is what happens in differential backup. What is the problem with this differential backup is it will use a lot of storage because it is backing up the data which is already backed up or was already backed up on Monday. One moment. I will get some water. Sorry about that. In differential backup, it will back up the data which is already backed up. And folder A was backed up on Monday, and on Tuesday it is backing up it again. And Wednesday, it is backing up Tuesday's data. Because in differential backup, there's a concept called archive bit. It doesn't clear that bit. We'll talk about that. But why do organizations use differential backup? Is because in case of a disaster, in case if the data gets lost, in case if the server gets crashed, they will only need Monday, a full backup tape. They will need full backup tape and they will need last differential tape. What is a tape? One moment. Last differential tape. Usually organizations, they backed up the data to tape. Tape. The capacity of tape would be depending upon the manufacturer. Currently we have LT or 9 tapes. The capacity of the tape would be 9 terabytes. And most of the companies, they also back up the data to storage. It can be a disk or it can be an SS pass. In case of a disaster recovery, they will only need full backup session and they will need last differential session. If they have these two, they can recover the entire system. They will not lose any data. This is one of the advantage of differential backup that during restore they will not need more tapes to recover. They will only need one full backup tape and they will need one differential tape. With these two tapes they can recover. Now in incremental backup, how it works is, I think before even I start, you would be able to understand how the incremental will work. On Monday, I'm already back up folder A. On Tuesday, I added folder B onto my system. It will back up only folder B. It will not back up folder A. Now, on Wednesday, I added folder C. You tell me what it will back up? C. It will back up only C because folder B was already backed up on Tuesday. Now, on Thursday, I added B. Will it back up C again, or will it only back up D? D. Exactly. Now, the advantage of incremental backup is it will use less storage, less space. But the disadvantage of incremental backup is you will need Monday full backup data, full backup tape Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All these tapes would be needed during the recovery process. If any one of the tape is missing, then you won't be able to recover your entire system. When you say tape, is it not the hard disk or no? Is it different? It is different. Tapes how it would be. Let me show you. I have, maybe when I perform backup in Veeam software. I will show you where exactly we will backup. These tape libraries, it would be a tape library. They would be physically installed in a data centers. I will show you. Don't get confused with tape. I'm just telling you. Most of the companies, they back up the data to disk or to tape. In Veeam, we back up to disk. 3-to-1 rule. You asking me 3-to-1 rule. That is where the 3-to-1 rule also comes into picture. IBM tape library. You see, this is how the tape library would be. It would be this much big. Inside this, they will load the tapes. You must be knowing about CD drive, DVD drive, correct? Those CD drive, the capacity of a CD drive would be 4 GB. Or maybe 10 GB. But the capacity of tapes, it's a similar concept. And these tapes are built differently and the capacity goes up to 9 terabyte or 10 terabyte. It makes lot of noise, it will be huge and it requires lot of power supply. And these would be in the data centers, inside a data centers. And why most of the organizations choose tape is because tape cannot be hacked. Virus, antivirus or ransomware attack. This cannot happen on tapes. In case of disk antivirus, the virus can easily attack the hard disk. That's the reason. What the 3-to-1 rule means is you are having 3 different copies of data on 3 different types of storage. I also have a tape library, but I don't have a physical tape library. I have a virtualized tape library. Usually, if you Google it, you will get lot of virtualized tape libraries which will look like a tape, but just for testing purpose. Even on Veeam, I've installed those libraries. I will show you how they look. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.